Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Lemon again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to Asian History Month in 2025, I will be talking about a movie in a particular franchise that is cinematic royalty in my opinion. No pun intended on the name of this movie, but yeah. Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 rendition is one of the best movies in the franchise that has been in Godzilla, in the royal legacy of Godzilla. It is completely awesome, and it is chef's kiss good. I mean, the CGI graphics are some of the best I've seen so far, and it's just very good. They even use some of Godzilla's old sound effects, like bum bum, whenever his presence is felt. And they even use a remaster of his original sound effect, the thing. But the only thing is that when they mention about King Ghidorah, Road King Ghidorah, they don't have his sound effect from the first couple movies he was in, which is a very big disappointment. I'm not gonna lie, I was like waiting for it. I figured they have Godzilla's sound effect there, so they're gonna have King Ghidorah and the other monsters in there. Surprise, there are more monsters in there besides those two. And I was like, okay, where the hell is it? Where is it? Not even a variation on King Ghidorah's sound effect. I think it might have been too hard to do. It come out of 3 different heads. The vibration would have been too much stuff for it, but whatever. They also refer to it as Monster Zero, which I don't know if that's a thing from the other movies or not, but it seems kind of like that. When you think of something zero, like ground zero, you think of something like something that was the thought of something big, that every monster was descendant or related to King Ghidorah, which I don't think is possible in this universe, in this monsterverse. But anyway, it was just really awesome. And they even have murals, like ancient cave paintings and murals and whatnot, describing the battle between King Ghidorah, Monster Zero, and Godzilla. So yeah, it kind of reminded me a lot of a video game, Sonic Adventure, or Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in that regard, being that they had murals and stuff of Super Sonic versus Dr. Robotnik and his I think they call it the Death Egg Machine or Death Egg Robot, something like that, something similar to that effect. So anyway, it's maybe that. Now, there is a little bit of controversy with this though, because the only Japanese person in this Japanese film based on a Japanese franchise that we all know and love was it's Ken Watanabe, which he's a good actor. I saw him in the movie Ten Pampo, and he was pretty good in it. It was on YouTube for free. I had to see it for my college class. But that's the only actual authentic Japanese person in there. Now, besides all the extra they use for like the factory workers and labs and all of that other stuff too. But they had Z Zhang in there, which, okay, granted she is very, very sexy with her nice, breathy voice. And she did play a geisha in the movie Memoirs of a Geisha. But I don't think that really should count for this thing. Not that everyone else is like every other race, so I don't think that would classify this as like watching a movie or not, but it's still a pretty good movie nonetheless. It's usually Godzilla and the other monsters destroying a bunch of buildings and whatever. I don't think they involve the famous pagoda from the from Godzilla film. It would have been fun if they did it, if they did that. There was just so much wanton destruction, and some of it was at night, and some of it would just blow up because of all the clouds and dirt and dust every which way. So anyway, you got Godzilla over there stomping around and stuff, and people say that he is there because of humanity, because humanity woke up the king of woke up this giant beast by doing nuclear tests and stuff in the Pacific Ocean and stuff, which is quite fitting because Godzilla as a monster, as a character in fiction, is supposed to be a representation of what could happen if the nuclear weapons unleashed during World War II. So, get out of control. And, we gotta keep it under control. Otherwise, this technology, this power, could become a monster. And they personify that in Godzilla himself. So, anyway, this is a direct sequel from Godzilla 2014, in which was a reboot of the franchise. So they got pretty much introduced all the monsters that you would come to know and love from previous Godzilla films, like Gamera, Ghidorah, Mothra, etc., Gigan, and Hezra, and the three pamphlets, those type of things. So, Vera Farmiga plays a character in there, comes important later on, and she's married to Kyle Chandler's character, Mark Russell, and her name is Emma Russell. And they have a little kid named Madison Russell, played by Millie Bobby Brown. And the thing is that they want to slay these monsters. And Emma actually finds deep in the earth baby Mothra. And then baby Mothra is the government's questioning whether to destroy this creature or not. Rather than unleash yet another monster into the world, another giant creature. So it's kind of like destroy this almost extinct species. Whereas there was always that debate. But whereas most of the people in the world understand that monsters are evil and stuff. She sees it as more about like a monster trying to as like immune response for humanity by the earth. So that's like a natural type extinction level event for humans that have wreaked havoc on the planet. As far as like overpollution, population growth, deforestation, etc., etc., etc. So the monsters of various sizes are way for them to call humanity. We just that is say a wild animal that wants to destroy every person that he sees. I think it's more like she views the humanity as a cancer to the earth, which isn't good. So anyway, the habits, they end up releasing Mothra, and I gotta say, Mothra looks ugly as hell. She doesn't look as adorable as she used to do in older movies, where she looked like basically a plushie of herself. We did find you want to make it look more adult, more less kids friendly, less like I want to buy it, and more like I want to be terrified of this more butterfly thing. Anyway, they released Mothra onto the world to hopefully defeat Godzilla. Even though there's no hope for a little more to be a giant lizard monster. But anyway, she gets released as well as Monster Zero. Now I can understand, something like cute moth being released into the environment, but then you got a giant three-headed lizard, a three-headed dragon, like a cross between a Hydra or Cerberus from Greek mythology, and then you got the heads of Charizard. So you got 3 heads of Charizard there, and they try to contain it once they release it, but it ain't gonna do anything. It's just a wild creature that wants to wreak havoc on the world. And it's very funny because there are 3 heads, right? So they have to have it so that each head acts independently of each other. Like, I gotta be stuck on your body. Oh crap! I want to be with these losers. So you actually see them but biting each other, nipping at each other, and all the other stuff that's the leader of the group. That's the crew that dealt with the group. Attack him. Or I don't get attacked. I'm the leader of the bunch. So it's very funny. So then you see that during the course of the movie, other creatures get released, like the Firebird of say Chinese and Greek mythology, with that rebirth and stuff coming from ashes from a volcano and things. But we all know that it's supposed to be Rodan from the old monster movies. So anyway, they actually have a fight scene in which this cute little bug type creature gets pummeled, gets decimated by the Firebird. So that's like a 4 times weakness if you're going by Pokemon logic of the fire and the flying type combined. So what made them think that it was a good idea to have cute little Mothra fighting with a giant with a giant firebird? I have no idea. Also, when it comes to Mothra, it was think about the two cute Japanese twins that was seen to it that awakened it. Not in this movie, unfortunately. Now, so anyway, they have they end up awakening Monster Zero to fight with Godzilla as one of their monsters versus a monster that is natural, Godzilla, until that backfires big time because the Ghidorah wants to be the king of the world, literally. So in it have they have Godzilla charging up his atomic breath and takes like a good 5 seconds to warm up, you get the woo 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 woo, and then it lights up his whole body, it doors opens, and it's just so majestic to see that happen. I mean, you know that it's not gonna happen in real life like that, but it's still pretty fun to see. So then you see him charge up the attack against Ghidorah, and very brilliantly, Ghidorah moves his head and moves his neck out of the way of the shot to instantly charge up his shot and fire 3 beams at Godzilla. So, you see, he's not only more powerful than Godzilla, but he's also very smart and very evasive in that he can fly him to a destination and just drop on wherever he wants to, which he does to defeat him for the first time. Now, I understand that Ghidorah is supposed to be a dragon of some sort, but it just looks very awkward and very painful to watch as he's swimming on the ground, walking with his wings like pounding the ground and stuff. It looks kind of awkward. Why can't you just like fly, or why can't you just like do a regular run cycle? Why does the guy keep pounding his wings on the ground like let's say a gorilla or something? If he were able to do that with the Hydra fight during Hercules, you can obviously do that for Ghidorah. But anyway, so Godzilla gets defeated once by this thing by having this guy pick him up off the ground. I don't know how it's possible, and then just slam him down. I think that there's some kind of game that I can't think of where they do that. I think maybe it's Sonic the Fighters, something like that, where they do that move with tails and all that. So then they show him, going down under, retreating back to its underwater volcano to rest up and heal up, while Ghidorah is rallying the other monsters to wreak havoc in the world, and then Ghidorah keeps claiming the biggest territory for himself. So, Mothra does like this, and Mothra ends up trying to take him out too. But, it's all a bit territorial type thing, like, well, animals dividing up territory. And, is it what we call, is the fiber taking it out, and then you see the fiber doing some serious damage to poor Mothra. She does a little spray thing to the guys, try using their moonbeam to get them, but it's ineffective. It's ineffective. Meanwhile, Ken Watanabe, Dr. Ishiro Serizawa ends up making a miracle device and then going to Godzilla's house and helping him regenerate. And it's really quite good that they have him have like a kinship to this character. Like, I know that it's an evil character and all that, but he has like a unspeakable bond to this guy. So when he sets off the bomb and blows him up and recharges him, like goodbye old friend. And then you see him disappear in a big puff of white light. And so that's something really nice. To see compete, fighting for humanity in the world. Use up a bad guy to fight on our side. The big heavyweight champion. So you see, Godzilla going back for round 2, pissed off as ever. And I think in this case he had like it goes from blue to being pink. As far as the flame goes on his back. So anyway, they show him being uber pissed off. And he fights mostly with Ghidorah territory. But some of the other monsters come into play too. And although Godzilla creams them more easily. So in that case, he stands more of a chance, being more superpowered and more feisty and more powerful. But he still gets trounced by Ghidorah until he gets so pissed off and so unstable that he just by walking around, he ends up getting so pissed off that he rage, dangerous levels of radiation. Because apparently the bomb that set him off was supposed to be one of those type of, you got X amount of time before you go completely nuclear and blow up the world. It's kind of like, Godzilla was already powerful enough as it was. But like the Hulk, like the Incredible Hulk. But then when he got this new power, he was like the World Breaker Hulk. And that whenever you get near him, whenever an enemy get near him, he ends up torching them and melting them. Because you're giving so much powerful radiation. So anyway, they show him getting really super pissed off at Ghidorah now because he would be pretty much twice, but not the third time. The third time was lucky charm, so he ends up getting so pissed off and so radioactive that he ends up melting off two of the heads from two stupider heads from Ghidorah's body. And they burst in the flames and whatnot, and they disintegrate. That one head must be extra durable because during the fight they end up, he gets knocked on the ground and Godzilla puts his big hoof or his big clawfoot on his chest and then disintegrates him altogether. To the point where at the end of the thing, at the end of this big giant fight scene, they end up having like smoke bomb attack, and he showed Ghidorah's head going crazy around, wheeling about. And then from there, you see, when the spook clears, you see that, Godzilla's head is like, Ghidorah's head is actually inside the mouth of Godzilla, flinging it about like Godzilla saying, I'm king now, you know. And he ends up doing Tommy breath again, but this time he slid the head from the neck up. It's so awesome. It's like, who's king now, bitch? So, then you see him, quote, depowered into his regular Godzilla state with the blue skills on his back and stuff. And then you see, the other creatures there, the other big monsters, going over there, and you think they're gonna be pissed off enough to fight him. Now that the rule is gone, they're gonna be like, hey, come on, well, peace me, come on, get it. But no, they just very gracefully bow their heads down, and they accept that he's the king of all the monsters, which is really sweet. I know that in like nature circles, you know, gorillas, monkeys, even humans do that kind of thing all the time. Like we'll acknowledge like all leader and stuff. But I wonder if that would be effective for like interspecies relations, because obviously all the monsters are not all the same species. They're not even related. So I don't get if that works out for them. But it's fun. But I'm surprised you don't have a RP mourning thing for a funeral for Mothra. Just that's for Mothra. And the only reason why I didn't mention human characters as much is because they're pretty much like, ooh, it's only from the destruction. Let me look at my computer screen forever. Let me just look at a lot of seeing these monsters of destruction kill each other and destroy valuable property and stuff. Let me go get them. Like, I could just imagine the sound from Jurassic Park, ba-bum, 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 you know, as the atomic breath goes off, the laser going off, the this and that going off. But I like this movie. By the way, you got Bradley Whitford in this movie from Get Out. He's in it too. Now, I like this movie a lot. Even though I wish that they had the frantic Ghidorah cough on the first time he made the appearance. But other than that, it was a good movie. A very good movie in the Godzilla franchise. A good entry. A hell of a lot better than Godzilla '98. So, I thank you for watching my review video of the 2019 version of Godzilla King of Monsters. It was pretty epic. I would like to see more done with more monsters of various sizes, including that one that was that mammoth, like really big, as well as some of the other monsters too, especially like the whole animalistic, the killing of these monsters, like in the first Godzilla movie with in 2014, and they made the Godzilla shoot the atomic breath into the monster's mouth to destroy him. Kind of like I'm king of the hill, I'm king of the mountain, I'm king of the world. And then when he destroyed Ghidorah's neck and mouth, same way, neck and head. And I did this for Age History Month in 2025 because you can't have a Age History Month without having a movie that's based in Japanese cinema history. And as such, I give this movie, my every face seal approval because it was freaking awesome. Although they could done with Mothra and the like, and any other monster too. And I think that the gate will gain like a fire breath, which is good. But again, you got yourself a poem out there. I mean, it's more crying out. It's gonna die by fire. So yeah, if you guys like what you see here, you want to see more of my videos, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also give me any suggestions about future stuff on my channel by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can always follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer at PNelsonPro. Also, you can get my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So I salute all you Godzilla fans out there, all you fine Japanese lovers of cinema and Japanese cinema too. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you Godzilla guys in internet land. Sayonara, Avinasen, ciao ciao, Azolavita baby. And tell me, who's your favorite colossal monster?